Okay, I've done a lot of talking. Let's start this over. Here we go. This is the finished product. Alright. I sanded and sanded. I bought all kinds. I bet I bought $70 worth of sandpaper. And this whole bag, I got 2 bags. Look here. There's one. I got 2 bags of sandpaper. And I use a 50 grit primarily. The 50 grit will chew this stuff up like nothing. And it makes it work a lot shorter. But folks, this is not a job. If you're in a hurry, forget about it. Just stand on the bottom of the boat when it falls through, because you're not going to do it right if you have to hurry. There's about $400 in this little bit of deck right here. It would have been more if I could have got the Coosa board. I could not get the Coosa board for reasonable price shipped to me. Okay, this is done. Now, it's not perfect. It does have some imperfections in it, but the main thing is, okay, this plywood is sealed in this glass. I got 2 coats. I got 2 sheets, fiberglass cloth on the top. I got 2 sheets of fiberglass cloth underneath all the wood on the base floor that I laid this on. Remember, before you lay this, soak your plywood with resin. Okay, now, I'm going to give you another pointer right now before I forget. Humidity was so bad here. I mixed up a quart of resin and it hardened so fast, most of it went to waste. Okay. If your humidity is high, cut down on your hardener. Okay, this was 11 ounces per quart. Okay, I cut a third of that out. Okay, during this high humidity, and that gave me time to work it all in, but do small sections at a time. It's a pain in the butt. Laying this fiberglass is a pain in the butt. Alright, I sealed this hole. That's fiberglass. I sealed the wood. Right here where I drilled the holes out, I thought about 2 or 3 different ways to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here on these holes is I'm going to silicone the crap out of them and figure out how that no water can get into these. Silicone will be part of the deal. This right here I don't have to do anything to. Okay, water can run under the pedestal and run down into the bottom of the boat and go out the bilge. Alright, but folks, this is a job. The corners was low. I had to build the corners up. I put this plywood in 3 pieces. Watch all the videos. I'll put them together. I sealed the only holes in this is here where I put the pedestal. But like I said, I'm going to do everything in my power to seal these holes to keep water out. One thing I was thinking about doing was drilling these out, putting sleeves in there, fiberglass and sleeves in there, and then putting the bolts in it. I still may do that. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and lay the carpet now, but this pedestal will not be under the carpet. It'll be exposed now. And I got a 1/2 inch more wood than the factory put on this, because they had the pedestal. Where is it at? They had the pedestal countersunk down in there. This is like a 1/2 inch rim. You might be able to see. There's only that much of it stuck up above the wood, and this was on 3/4 plywood. Okay, now it's 1 inch because I left it I never countersunk it. It's on top, and I'm going to cut the carpet around it. And so it's going to be more solid. But I'm still brainstorming these holes here. This is, I done thought this out. This is done. Water won't get into my wood here. I'm still brainstorming these holes here. And I'll make a video on the final product. Now, I've got it close enough. It's flat enough. I used some the fiberglass filler and filled in a few low spots. But now it's flat. It's flat enough so I can go ahead and do what I need to do. All the holes from where everything was drilled to it is under glass now. There was a whole line of rivets down the side of this for the trim. I filled all them up. My game plan is to totally 100% seal this. Now, what I'm going to do up here, let me get my, alright, I'm going to take this closed seal foam, I'm going to cut me a couple blocks of it. Okay, I'm going to encase this in fiberglass. Put 2 or 3 layers on the top and make a little box up here. This will be cut down. I'm going to put a little box up here for my, and I'm going to make it too thick, twice as thick as this, to where I can mount my front sonar unit and my, anything else I've got, I'm going to mount. I will not drill holes in my floor. Okay, this will be fixed to the floor, but if it needs to be replaced, you can pull the carpet up and cut it off of the floor, grind it down, and rebuild it. Okay, no more screws in the floor. Okay, so this is where I'm at now. Let me show you a trick on the carpet. How do you cut your carpet? Let me get this stove laid out here. Let me show you a little trick on marking your carpet so that you can cut your carpet right. And get it straightened up here. Alright. Where's my pencil go? Alright, here's my pencil. Bear with me, folks. There's probably something I skipped trying to make this tutorial, but I don't want anybody to have to go through as much as I did to learn to do what I'm doing. Here we go. Oversized cut your carpet, as you know. Cut your carpet bigger than what it needs to be. And go from there. Alright. Okay. What you need to do, okay, well, I hope you can see that. Bend it down in there. Fold it down in there where it's got to go. And then take your pencil. Let me turn this over so don't mark it. Take the sharp side of your pencil and mark your carpet all the way around. You know, all the way around. And then you'll wind up with this. Mark it before you cut it, because you don't want to piece this in if you don't have to. Okay, you want it to be one piece so it looks nice. I get this carpet, when I get down to the glue and get ready to glue it in, I'll show you how I'm going to lay my glue.